make sure we're good to go. There I am. Does it sound okay? I can't hear myself. Oh wait. Is that better? No? Is this working? Okay, I think it's fine. I don't know why I'm struggling, but hello. I am knitting a pair of Fingerless paw gloves. These are striped in these really pretty brown colors. And then I'm going to use vanilla on the paw prints, so just nice brown chocolate coffee sort of vibes. Sure, I have the chat where I want it. Hello, Zoom, enhance. I was pressing the wrong button. That explains a lot. There we go. Okay. Okay. Oh, I left off with my yarn kind of messy. Oh, no, I didn't. I just need to untangle a little bit more. Hello? I can't believe there's only 29 days left until Des Moines Con. It really snuck up on me. I was like, oh, I've got all of April and all of May. But now all of April is over. So. And I don't feel like I really have all of May because I have so much other things to do besides just knit. But at least for now, I'm trying to just knit as much as I can. Comfortably, at least. Once this yarn is untangled. Okay. Once I pick up these stitches that fell off. I need to cut my bangs. It's too tall. I can make my lower weight if I can. Cool. I do have a new video going live tomorrow, um, showing off everything that I've been making over the past, like, month or so, and it's a lot. I wasn't really sure how much I had made until I realized my pile over here is, like, overflowing. Which I do need to go sort and organize all that at some point, but that's a problem for another day. I really love coffee brown and teddy bear brown together. These 2 colors just, like, pair so nicely, and it just ends up so pretty. I'm not usually a neutral girly. I say as I'm wearing my, like, neutral bleach dyed matching jumpsuit, but I do like these 2 browns together, though. I never know where to look when I'm live because I'm not used to just, like, looking at what I'm knitting. I usually watch, like, whatever is on my screen, um, but I feel like if I just stare at the camera, that's, like, kinda weird? I don't know. Because also I'm just watching myself on the camera, which, I mean, I guess I do sometimes watch my own YouTube videos, but I feel like it stresses my eyes out more to look at my project because it's, like, so close. So I feel like I need to just, like, stare in the distance, but, like, that also feels wrong while live. So I don't know. I still need to figure out my entire artist alley display for Des Moines Con. I am not super worried about it because it is an 8-foot table. Um, and the last 2 conventions I did were also an 8-foot table, but I definitely want to do something a little different just because I'm not gonna have as many, skeleton sets, and I kind of had, like, all of the Jumbo Ghosts up on the display wearing the skeleton sets. So I might just do it, like, a little bit differently, but I do still need to figure all that out. Harper is in here. Oh, you can't see her. I need to re-angle this so that you can see Harper. There she is. She's upside down. I don't know where to put that. Okay. Why is YouTube telling me to add a Q&A sticker? The stripey sets get so tangly so fast because I'm using 4 balls of yarn right now, 2 for each glove, and I do pretty good about keeping it in control, and I have a system for untangling it, but it's still just a lot. I only have 1 row left of one of the colors though, and then I can cut it off, and I'll be down to just two balls of yarn, and that is much easier to untangle because then I can just untwist it entirely. So I'm just gonna push through the tangles for now. I did bake a loaf of sourdough this morning. It turned out really good actually. I didn't score it or anything, and I didn't properly shape it last night before I put it into the fridge. So this morning I just had like a double batch of fermented dough ready to go, and I just took it out this morning right out of the fridge and cut it in half and shaped half of it into an artisan loaf that I baked this morning and the other half just into a loaf pan. But yeah, so I shaped the artisan loaf and I just kind of threw it in my Dutch oven and I didn't score it. I didn't put any special rice powder on top. I just shoved it right in there and it cracks pretty nicely and aesthetically, I think, when I like don't bother even scoring it. So honestly, I think that's the way I'm gonna go about things, unless I decide I want to get really into being good at scoring sourdough, which this is easier. So alright, I can cut off the light brown now. You know, these gloves could also be a little bread coated maybe? I don't really know how I would make a bread cat beanie unless I just used brown. Maybe like a brown brim with the rest of the hat this color maybe? Would that be toast? Maybe, I don't know. Ooh, I could do it like this and then put a butter yellow bow on it. Ooh, I've got some right here. And like that'd be like the butter on the toast. It's kind of a good idea. I might have to do that sometime. Might have made these gloves too tall. I don't know. It's probably fine. Hello? My striped gloves always come out a different size because I, for some reason, cannot get a system down for exactly where I want to do all the parts of the glove. And so I just do it differently every time. How's it going? Good. I am just happy to be getting some knitting done. I'm glad I've been on a bit of a knitting kick lately. I've had a few days of less knitting, and so now I need to balance out with some days of more knitting. Can I shout you out, Jessica? Is that what you want? Oh, I'm gonna forget to. Okay, now I can remember to do ribbing. Okay, I can hear myself through my headphones. I need to turn my PC volume down. It's freaking me out. Okay. As if I don't listen to myself talk enough throughout the day. I've been doing a lot of video editing the past few days also, so hearing myself say the same thing over and over again has sort of been the theme, but Harper's so sweet. She's so tired. We started feeding Ziggy wet food, and he's a little bit of a menace, but he's been good. And I think he's been feeling better since we've been giving him the wet food, so I think it was probably the right decision. I don't have room on this water bottle to put any of my new stickers, and it makes me kind of sad, especially this one. It says plushie lover, and I really want to put this one on a water bottle, but this is the water bottle I use the most, and it's already full of stickers. So I might have to find somewhere different to put the plushie lover sticker. We'll see. I'm thinking about it. I do have another water bottle here that I have quite a few stickers on. I think didn't I put one on here? No, I put one of the stickers on my drawer. I could put one on here, but this is also sort of full. And it's already just all my own stickers or Atomic Hawaii stickers, which is awesome. But like maybe I could get a few from other people. Although my Ziggy and Harper stickers are really cute. So I don't know. I also don't use this water bottle all that often. So I think I might rather use the stickers on something I will see more. Or maybe I'll use them in my junk journal or something. I could put my new Rarex D one on my junk journal. I think that would look good on the cover. My bangs are too long. I am glad that I might get these gloves finished tonight, though. When I started them, I wasn't sure. Oh, Ziggy's here. Ziggy, you gonna come cuddle? Nope, he's just passing through. He's gonna look out the window. I guess we're not getting Ziggy cuddle time. That's okay. Ziggy, do you wanna know the best part about going live? I think it's that I can't just like grab my phone and start like doom scrolling. Every time I have the urge to, I have to just keep knitting. This has been productivity tips with Positively Cozy. gloves. Few more rows. Do these feel too tall? Not that I'm gonna undo them, but that's actually pretty nice. This is probably the better way to do them. I should probably start doing my regular gloves with a few extra rows, where I have a few extra rows in these. I don't know. I feel like everyone has different preferences when it comes to the fit of their fingerless gloves, so there's never really a way to make everyone happy. Um, so I just kind of do what's best for me and hope for the best. They're all sort of different anyway. Different yarns will be thicker or thinner, even though they're technically supposed to be the exact same yarn. And that just affects how things turn out. But my products are handmade, and so they're not going to be all exactly the same. And that's kind of the point, isn't it? I need to think of some more color combo ideas for split color cat beanies. I think I want to try to make a few more of those. I just finished this one today in red and gray, and I think it turned out really cute, especially with the black button on the side. I like this one a lot. I have this one. I have a black and mint one. Actually, let me look. What colors do I have? Because I'm like forgetting already. Some of my stock I have not looked at since before my October conventions. And I've also just been making so much lately. It's sometimes hard to remember it all until I see it. I've got the black and the mint, the red and the gray. Oh yeah, and then I just finished a mulberry and aurora one, so like pink and teal. And then I have goblin and Gatorade. So maybe another like pink one. Maybe like ooh, Tobin and white could be fun because I think one of my first prototype split cat beanies I made in Tobin and white. Just like a pastel pink and white. So I think that could be good. Hello. I think any color with black also would look super good as a split color cat beanie. Trying to think of what other colors I've done in the past. I've done these two colors as a split color cat beanie before. That one's really cute. You're from Brazil? Very fun. I'm from Iowa. Smack dab in sort of the middle of the United States. Ziggy? Oh, is he gonna go bother Harper? Oh, he's walking across Harper. Okay. Well, he's gonna lay on the bed now. I love my cat. How many rows is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I'm gonna cast off. next row. Not even next row. I'm pretty much done with this row. Even though I've made like a bazillion pairs of paw gloves, I still am like so bad at casting off ribbing. Maybe let me try like actually saying my little head thing out loud. So purl off, knit off, purl off, knit off. I always end up purling my knits or knitting my purls when I'm casting off, which it's really not that noticeable 90% of the time. But it really feels like something I should be better at by now. But I'm not, so it is what it is. It just like it messes up my rhythm a little bit. It's probably because I do so much ribbing. I also hate 2x2 ribbing because it messes with my like knit purl flow, so I feel like casting off ribbing is pretty similar to that. And that it's not just knit purl, knit purl, knit purl. It's purl, ah, knit, ah, purl, ah, knit, ah. It's not that it's not a rhythm, because it definitely is. It's just I do this so much less than I do just straight up knit and purl ribbing. Because I do a lot of knit and purl ribbing. Much more than just every time I cast off a pair of gloves. So. And casting on isn't a problem because I just use long tail, and so I just cast on. And then I go straight into my knit and purl ribbing. So. See, I was just about to purl my knit. I do think I at least catch myself better now. I've gotten really good at reading my stitches, which I feel like I say that as I knit a purl, so never mind. I can at least know what I'm looking at when I'm knitting, which reading your stitches is definitely one of the most important skills to really be a better knitter or crocheter. I'm not great at reading crochet stitches. Like, I can find the stitch, but I'm a little bit better at knitting than crochet when it comes to that. They almost did it again. Purl off, knit off, purl off, knit off. I think the problem is that the cast off feels like a purl to me. I don't know. I don't know, it just messes with my rhythm. That's all I can say, I think. Okay, well now, okay, my yarn is tangled in my needles. I can put these away. Gloves. I'm gonna tie up the ends and then I can put some paw prints on them. Exciting. Can I angle this down a little more? That was worse. Oh. I never realized how much I rely on the surface of my desk for knitting until I go to do a live, and then it's like, I'm down here. Harper is still very much asleep. You know, one time I did make my friend a pair of striped fingerless gloves, and I was so kind to let her buy them from me without a paw print on them. Like, it's objectively less work for me to not put the paw print on it, but I'm like, "Really? You're gonna ask for a pair of paw gloves without the paws?" It was valid though because, she has a pair of paw gloves from me also, but when she was in her office at work, she couldn't stop herself from going like, "Yeah," and she kept embarrassing herself in front of her coworkers, so she's like, "Becca, Becca, please, I need you to make me a pair without the paws," and I'm like, "Okay." But I think that's the only time I've made a pair of my regular gloves without paws. I've made some fingerless gloves for, like, family and stuff that don't have paws, um, but I did those, like, a different style and stuff, so I feel like that doesn't really count. But I do really like the striped gloves, out of any of the gloves that I do, without a paw, but obviously I'm gonna put a paw on them. That's, like, the point. I need to remember to give my mom a one of the straight darning needles that I use sometime, because whenever we go to crochet night together, I never bring any of my accessories because she always has hers. I'm like, "Oh, well, I'll just use her scissors. I'll just use her darning needle and stuff," you know? Um, but then every time I go to use her darning needle, she only has the ones with the little hooks on the end, which she likes. But for me, for some reason, can't stand it. So I need to give her one of the straight ones that I have to keep in her toolkit just for me to use. I could just bring my own, but, like, it's not the same. That's too much work. Hello? Where's my see, this is I think I pulled off my knit stitch here, and now the place where I usually connect this is messed up. That's fine. You love my hat? Thank you. I think this was this the first chonky cat beanie I made? I think this is the first chonky cat beanie I ever made, and now I make a lot of them. 'Cause I made this one, and then I made my mom one. Oh, I made so many more. Let me look at my pile here. These aren't all chonky beanies, but, here's another chonky beanie. I'm dropping so much. Um, here's a scrappy chunky cat beanie. Here's another scrappy chunky cat beanie. Here's another chunky cat beanie. And I'm dropping too many things, so I'm gonna put this pile away now. But I show off everything in this pile in my new YouTube video that's going live tomorrow. Thank you. I have bows just sitting here because they fell. Thank you. Right now, I'm working on a pair of striped fingerless gloves, and then I'm going to stitch little paw prints on them. Once I get this end tied in, I'm gonna start stitching on the paw print. You love the pause idea? Me too. It was actually my husband's idea, even though he won't take credit for it. When I was starting my business, my first product was actually a beanie with 2 big pom-poms on it, like a bear, and then I was making cat beanies too, obviously, I think. And then I think he mentioned, like, "Oh, yeah, like, paw gloves, like, that's what all the anime girls wear." And, like, I was gonna be selling at anime conventions, and I was like, "Oh, that's so smart, I'll do that." And I don't think he's willing to take credit for it, so okay, time for pause. You don't like anime, but you love the idea. And that's sort of why my business exists also. Not that I don't like anime, because I do like anime. And I've been going to anime conventions since I was young. And but I never liked popular enough anime. And so when I'm in the artist alley and stuff, I much prefer like the generic cute and kawaii booths. And I didn't feel like there was enough representation of that at the time. And so I was like, that's what I'll be. I make stuff that the anime nerds can love that is not necessarily based on whatever the newest hippest anime is. Because I don't watch the newest and hippest anime. I watch season 2 of Saki, the mahjong anime that nobody cares about because nobody knows how to play Riichi mahjong except for me and literally everyone in Japan. But so okay, where are we putting these toe beans? Brown, brown. Doot, 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 doot. Talking to myself. Might go to one, Espeon from Pokemon, yes. I think my favorite evolution is I was about to say Joltik. That's a different Pokemon. Jolteon. Just because I like electric types. Joltik, also very cute. My favorite Pokemon is Ampharos. I built him an entire lighthouse in Pocopia and then accidentally trapped him in there because my stairs were set up wrong. There, like, wasn't enough space for him to get around because he's too tall. Here's Flareon. Nice. I hear rumblings. Oh, it's Harper. She's moving. She's gonna go onto the bed and discover Ziggy, and they might fight. Why is she doing that? Why is she doing that? Why is she doing that? She went over there just to harass him. Harper, why would you do that? He's so comfy. That black blob is Ziggy. He's a black cat, and that bed has a black blanket on it. So he's kind of hard to see, but oh, I accidentally back tapped on my iPhone. Um, she's mean. Hello from Canada. Hello. I need to play some more Pacopia. I haven't done any of the new event that's going on with like Sableye and the gems. You gotta go, but good luck. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out. I probably could have chosen a more interesting color for the toe beans on these gloves, but I don't know, it just felt simplest for my brain to just go all of my brown colors. I feel like I've probably made a brown set, stripey set before. I don't really remember. I don't love that I'm deep enough into my business now that I'm like not remembering everything I've ever made all of the time. I do if I see pictures of it though, usually. Which is why I try to be good about backing up all the pictures I take and stuff. I need to be better about, especially when I do custom orders, getting pictures of those. Because sometimes I get so excited to just finish it and ship it off that I forget to actually document it. Although I think making YouTube videos helps with that too. Got some things documented that I've otherwise forgotten about. Beans. There's the beans. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. Brown. It was such a sentence that I just said. This is another reason why I don't want to write patterns because it's like, how do you want me to explain to you that the way I figure out where to put my next stitch is that I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it's the next one. Like, that's so complicated. Like, at least this technically could just be like a pixel chart, but I don't know. I feel like doing something like this is also so overwhelming. And I did have a pattern for my Pogloves before. And explaining that part was like really confusing, but I think really important. I do think it'd be better as like a YouTube tutorial. But I'm not gonna do a YouTube tutorial if I'm not getting paid for it. So that's not happening yet. So I get to live in peace just following my own made up rules and not worrying if they make sense to anyone else. Because as of right now, I'm the only one that needs to know how to make my paw gloves. I do love duplicate stitch though, especially since I've, gotten really good at it over the years. I don't know, there's probably some more shortcuts or like duplicate stitch tips that I could probably figure out, but I feel like I've gotten decent enough at it for the scale that I do it at least, that it's not too bad. There's a lot of tension control and stuff that goes into duplicate stitch also that I think some people might not realize. Is that 7? Am I counting right? Yeah. I don't know why I thought that was wrong for a second. I'm really excited to be getting these done tonight, honestly. Although this does mean I'm gonna have to decide something to make tomorrow. Maybe I'll do that toe bean and white, split color cat beanie I was talking about. I say as I'm staring at the pile of like 20 balls of yarn on my desk that I should probably organize and or use. I got out all of my rainbow, like a rainbow colors of yarn. Like I've got red, orange, yellow, yellow, green, green, blue, teal, more teal, purple. I've got a lot of yarn on my desk. And white and pink are neither of them. So I would just make a bigger mess. But I don't know. Maybe I'll just focus on organizing my yarn tomorrow. I don't know. Paw print. No, I just gotta do it again and make sure I don't make two right hands. Which I've definitely done before. I think there was one time that I did it, and I hate undoing duplicate stitch so much that rather than fixing the paw print on one glove, I just I had, like, the 2 right hands. I just knit a second entire pair of gloves and did that, like, the 2 lefts and then, like, swapped the gloves because that's how much I hate undoing duplicate stitch, that I would rather knit entire pair of gloves than undo the duplicate stitch that I had just done. Which I guess is fair because duplicate stitch is also essentially how you weave in ends and have them be secure. But to undo duplicate stitch, you basically have to snip it at every single thread or like undo it entirely, which is slower than doing it in the first place. So again, sometimes it's easier to just make a second pair of gloves to fix the problem. I think ever since that though, I'm much better at making sure and triple checking that I'm stitching my paw on with the thumb in the correct location. See, like these are going to be correct because the thumbs are going different ways. It's also a canon event at anime conventions for someone to pick up a pair of gloves, and, like, they're just, like, not thinking about it, and so they're just like, "Oh, cute glove," and then they'll go to try it on, and then they'll put it on the wrong hand, and then they're like, "Oh," and then I'm like, "Put it on the other hand," and then they're like, "Oh, okay," and they put it on the they're like, "Oh, yay!" Like, it's like everyone always, like, because it's like you're not thinking about it, like, it's hard to realize if you're not deeply thinking about it that the location of the paw is determined by which hand it's on. So, I don't know, it's always very funny to me when that happens. Which I do know people that will wear them. Like, I designed them intentionally to be worn with the paw, like, on your palm so that you can be the little kitty. But I do know people that like wearing them with the paw on the outside too, which is I mean, that's also really cute. Like, "Oh, look at my little cute glove with the paw print on it." So I get it. I think it worked either way. And you can switch it up just depending on which hand you wear it on. What? Okay. On one of the gloves every time, um, I have to deal with where my, like, color stripes happen. So, like, right here, that's the beginning of my row, and so there's always, like, a seam here, and it's always just on, like, one side. So, like, on this side right here, it's not there at all, but then on this side it is, and I always have to, like, just triple check that I'm getting in the right spot for the toe bean because it does, like, kinda mess it up, like, a little bit, and it just makes the rows, like, a little bit wonky in one little spot. It's really easy to stitch the paws onto the striped gloves, though, because they have stripes, and so it's basically it makes it really easy to count the rows, and, like, just now when I was like, "Wait, where does this stitch go?" I can just look at the other glove and be like, "Oh, I it's in this brown row stitch." That probably doesn't make any sense. I'm just rambling my own thoughts. That's the point of Alive, right? That's the point of my entire YouTube channel. Just me talking about my what's going on in my head, at least the good parts of it. I do love these 3 colors together. I think this is something I'm starting to notice about myself. If you say, like, "Oh, Becca, do you like the color purple?" I'll be like, no, not really." But the second you put more than one purple together, I'm like, yeah." And the same thing with brown. It's like, "Do you like brown?" Not really." But if you put more than one brown together, I'm like, yeah, I can see it." Couldn't explain it, but my yarn tail feels like it might be too short for this. I think it'll be enough. Sometimes I do cut my yarn too short when I'm doing duplicate stitch, and then I have to add in another string of yarn, and that pisses me off whenever that happens. Okay, just long enough, just barely. Okay, I just looked down at my gloves again to, like, make sure that they're the correct way. See, I didn't do these right. I was rambling too much and I stitched the toe beans on wrong. You can't even tell. It looks good, but this is wrong. I'm gonna keep it because it'll be fine. How did I do that? It's because I was talking about how I don't make the mistake, and then I proceeded to make the mistake. That's actually kinda cute. Watch me accidentally change how I've done my paw gloves for all of eternity because I made one mistake. It wouldn't be the first time, honestly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brown. I can hear Ziggy snoring. He must be comfy. I guess he wasn't too disturbed by getting touched by Harper. I don't know why she felt the need to go sniff him and upset him when she got up. How many cats do I have? I have 2. I have a black cat, male, named Ziggy. He's the one that is sleeping on my bed over there that you can't see because he's black. Um, and I have a tuxedo cat named Harper, and she's the one that was being mean earlier. But she's very cute and I love her. I love both of them. They don't get along. They do, but they don't. It's very much a sibling sort of relationship. They're not siblings. They'd get along better if they were siblings, I think. We had Ziggy for 2 or 3 years before we got Harper. And he wanted to kill her when we got her. And once we got past that phase, um, there was just like a lot of yelling, Ziggy, no, don't hurt her. And apparently that taught him how to be a pushover. And now he will back down at any sight of her, even when they both want to play. But then they like don't know how to play together because they don't know how to communicate properly. It's very funny, but as much as I wish they would cuddle and be cute together, I'm just happy that they don't, like, actually hate each other enough that I'm actually worried about them hurting each other. When they can agree to play and fight, it's very cute and funny. And Harper, in general, loves running around, she loves being chased, she loves chasing, but there will be times where Ziggy will want to play and run and chase, and as soon as he stopped running, she's like, "This is weird, what's happening?" And it's like, "Girl, you love to run and play and chase, like, go chase him, that's what he wants." But she's just like, no, this is weird." I'm like, they just, like, don't communicate properly. It's very funny. She accidentally learned that she is kind of the alpha, and even though he's bigger and stronger, um, it's very funny. It's a very funny relationship that they have. You're like, "You can't even tell I messed it up." These toe beans, like, stair step down instead of being, like, these 2 on the same level and then these 2 on the same level, but, like, it literally doesn't matter. This is one of those mistakes where it's like, I could make, like, some kinda rage baity TikTok that's like, I can't believe I messed up these paw gloves. And then it'd just be like, literally, what's wrong with them? Nothing. There's nothing wrong with them. It's fine. And that's how I determine if something is a big enough mistake or not. So now I just gotta tie this up and I'll be done. While I'm tying in these ends, I will remind you, go ahead and click the like button. I would really appreciate it. I've been working very hard on my YouTube channel, even though I did take a break for the month of April. I have a new video coming tomorrow, and I have a lot of exciting anime convention, artist alley prep, and videos coming up soon. So that's exciting. Subscribe if you're not already. I realize I don't really mention any of that in my YouTube videos. I probably should. Part of me just like doesn't want to because it's like, well, if you want to subscribe, you will. You know? Like I don't know. Although I catch myself being like someone mentioning that someone in their video will be like, "Make sure you subscribe," and they'll be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm not subscribed. Let me subscribe." So like it works on me. So I don't know why I feel like it's annoying. Then again, my videos are like 75% plus watched by my subscribers. So it kind of feels annoying to tell people that I know for a fact are already subscribed, "Hey, make sure you're subscribed." So I don't know. If you're watching this for some reason and you're not subscribed, I need you to subscribe, but I also need you to leave a comment and let me know because I don't think that's gonna happen. Because I think the only person no, that's not true. People will watch this later, but I think my mom's gonna watch this later. I know that much, and I know she's subscribed. Every once in a while, I'll watch some, like, YouTube advice videos, and they'll be like, "Don't send your videos to your mom, she's not gonna watch watch them all the way through, and that's just gonna mess with the algorithm." It's like, joke's on you. My mom's my biggest fan, and she does watch my videos all the way through, probably more than once, and that's good for the YouTube algorithm, so thank you, mom. Anyway, that's all my YouTube ramblings. Look, I finished the gloves. I was good, and I made the gloves first. That's what I'm gonna make tomorrow. I don't know why I was wondering what I'm gonna make tomorrow. I'm gonna make the matching hat to go with these gloves, obviously. I don't like it with this hat. Wait, let me remove the hat because I think I might like it with my hair in this outfit. Cute? Cute gloves? Yeah? Cool. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again next time. Go watch all of my YouTube videos. Okay, bye.